All right. Welcome, Gianna.
Thank you.
It is such a gift to have you on today. I am so happy and excited to talk to you today. So, Gianna, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Gianna is a friend of the family, and we are honored to have her and talk a little bit about her life and your experience in homeschooling high school, and maybe also, like, I know you're in Ave Maria, and give us a little introduction.
Yeah. All right. Well, my name's Gianna. I'm a student at Ave Maria, and I'm a communications major going into my junior year. And yeah, I'm the oldest of 8, which is like, I always introduce myself with that because I feel like it's like such a big part of like who I am, but it's like so random. And then, yeah, like you said, I was homeschooled throughout high school and then middle school too. But yeah, that's all I can think
That's
of.
what life is like right now.
Yeah.
Yes. That's so funny that you mentioned that. Like, okay, it's important to mention that I'm the oldest of 8 because, like, when you do mention that, you probably get a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Or do you? Or
I mean, it depends on the circle.
What's the people's reaction when you're like, I'm the oldest of 8?
Yeah. I feel like at Ave, ever since I went there, it's like people are like, oh, me too. Or like,
Okay,
I have
yes.
12. And I'm like, wow, okay.
That makes sense. And probably in Ave Maria, you probably can have like a more of a connection in that area.
It's very common.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, like, what is how long have you been at Ave Maria? What is your like life at Ave Maria like, and your experience at college? Comparison, do you think, in the sense of maybe not have gone to a Catholic college?
Yeah, I was gonna, like, originally, I mean, I definitely wanted to go there, but a big, like, I guess, like, we were kind of planning on, if it didn't work out with, like, going there and, like, scholarships and everything, then I would go to IRC, like, community college for 2 years. And then for the last 2 years, I would transfer and then go to Ave. So I always think, like, oh, what if I had done IRC? Because it was, like, I mean, it was, like, the other, like, big choice.
And that was more a high probability as well, right? Because I know a lot of students do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I always do think back on that. But I really love it there. I've been there for 2 years. Like I said, I'm a junior or incoming. And yeah, it's been really great. I love the community. It's like, it's just so like easy to find. I feel like we moved up here, so in high school it was like kind of hard to find a community, because like, you know, like everyone's kind of like starting or just like, you know, like finding.
When you mean community, do you mean like a faith community or just a good college community? What is that for you?
Yeah, I usually
like,
think
what did you
like,
find in Ave Maria in sense of community?
Yeah, I'd say like friends, even professors, just like everyone that's around you is like, they're like so Catholic, and everyone and most people, I'd say, have like chosen to be there. So it's like everyone kind of like went through their own thing to like get to that place, and it's like they're like choosing to be at a Catholic school, and it's like, oh, like maybe we're not here for like the athletics or the academics. Like you could have gone to any other school for that, but like you're choosing it like for your faith. So I think that's why it's like really cool to like find that community.
That's beautiful. I think I heard your younger brother also wants to go there, right?
Oh yeah, he does. Hopefully he's coming my senior year, so next year.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
That's so nice. And was it hard to like get into community there, or in the sense of making friendships from you coming from a homeschooling background in high school? Or do you feel like, what was that transition like for you from, you know, homeschooling high school and then starting at a college in community? How was that? That's always like a question for mothers, you know? They're always like, how's this going to be when they're like, they've homeschooled high school? Are they going to be ready to go to college? That's a big question for like homeschool mothers.
Yeah, I think it's different for everyone. For me, I don't know why, but I was just kind of like going with the flow. Like I just like, I don't know, I didn't even notice that I like went. Like it kind of just like happened. It was like, okay, like summer ended, like I'm going to college now, and like I'm gone. Like I wasn't really homesick too much ever. But it was really like, it's so easy to find like friends there. Like everyone is so nice and welcoming. and a lot of people there were homeschooled too. So, I mean, everyone must have a different experience, but I'd say mine was really good. I definitely like, had a few friends in the beginning and then got closer with others. And like everyone says like, like freshman year friends aren't the same as like the ones you have in the end. But every single person I've met has been like really great. And yeah, I'd say it's like pretty easy to like go and make friends there and like find new people because it's like so small, but at the same time, it's like it's big enough that you're meeting new people pretty often.
That's cool. That's awesome because like it could be like a big change for like kids that are homeschooling because homeschooling high school usually, I don't know, I haven't done that yet, but I'm only thinking that it's a smaller community, right? Because they're homeschooling, maybe, and then transitioning to like a bigger community like Ave, that's like a whole new experience. But do you think maybe, it probably is different for every child, right? But do you think maybe because you homeschooled, it was very easy to transition, maybe?
Oh,
because like it was like you're already like used to doing your own things, maybe like schoolwork at home, or like, you know what I'm saying, in the sense of schoolwork. I don't know, like I'm guessing from what I hear from veteran moms, like by the time you get to high school, like the students are much more independent at home, doing their own things, doing their own schoolwork. The parent doesn't really have to be too on top of the child. I don't know yet. I'm not there, but
I guess like also that would depend on like the kid, but mostly I'd say mainly, at least for me, I think it was like I liked having like control of my own schedule and like being able to do some things. I definitely got behind sometimes because of that, but I mean, you learn from that. So I really liked the transition for me, like academic in that like sense. I really liked it because it was like I had to like return, like give things to a teacher at a certain time and like meet a certain deadline and like work this way for a grade and like not be able to just retake the test. Like I couldn't do that. So so it was like definitely, I really
pros
liked
and
it.
cons.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was really, really good. I really like this, like the structure of it. I thought that was really nice.
Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. Because, like, I wonder, like, what advice we can give to those homeschool mothers that are, like, homeschooling high school. Like, how's the process of getting to, like, a college of Ave Maria? You said there was a lot of homeschoolers there. Yeah. So I'm guessing that Ave Maria is very open to receiving homeschoolers. And it's not such a challenging process, maybe. Or how is the process like it's just like any tips like that you could advise in that sense? Like, let's say I want my kids to go to Ave Maria.
I'd say the admissions,
to prepare them, you know.
I'd say it's like pretty easy to get in. They definitely want like a certain kind of person in the sense that they definitely want someone who like is really Catholic and is looking for like a Catholic community, and they're like gonna actually live out their faith because like, you know, like the people in there like make what the school is.
Wow.
Yeah. So
so it's not only academics, but it's also like the intentionality like of them wanting to live their faith in the college and also.
Yeah, I think so. I know that they definitely like pay attention to academics and also like athletics. They're like I think mainly it's just like in the interview, I think a lot of times like the faith was brought up. And for like certain scholarships, for example, it was like get like a letter from your parish or something for like involvement. And there's just like so many things where it's just like everything is like very like faith related. So I'd say like it's probably one of the main things.
That's so beautiful. I like that.
I really like that too.
Yeah, that's nice because then they're like also like, you know, the students that are coming are like very intentional about wanting to go there.
Yeah,
that's nice. And I was gonna ask you, so what are one of the like so far? What have been like your favorite experiences there?
Oh, that's so good.
Like what kind of things do they do like that are like epic? Like one of your like best memories so far?
Like events wise, or just like
anything?
I really like. This is probably kind of random. I took a literature class with one of my friends, And it was like all the classes, honestly. Like I really like the literature and like rhetoric classes that they have. Like the discussion was really good. I'd say like with homeschooling, sometimes you don't get a lot of discussion.
Yeah.
Like if you're not in online classes, or like you might be like, I don't know, with your mom or something. Like, so having like a teacher and having like different classmates like give their different opinions, like I thought that was really nice. So that was a really good experience. And then also just like, I guess all the time that like just spent with like friends and everything, like kind of having the freedom, you know, like that's really fun.
Yeah,
So.
going back to the community part, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned to me once that you really enjoyed that they have so much opportunity to be in mass, right?
Oh,
and experience being daily mass and prayer. Is it something like you guys all go as a group, or it's more of an independent thing, you know, that everyone's encouraged to go to daily mass?
Yeah, I definitely say it's like very encouraged. There's like 5 masses a day, I think. So you have lots of options. You can like definitely make it happen. And then I'm like in the building with the chapel in it. So I just like run downstairs and it's mass. So it doesn't take any like time at all. And daily mass is like 30 minutes long. So
That's awesome.
it's really great. And then they have like the 24-hour adoration chapel you can go to. So it's really good. But I would say, I think it's more of an independent thing. I know there's households, so it's kind of like, they say it's kind of like a sorority, but it's like not. But it's like a group and you like all, I'm not in one, but I know they like all like kind of like grow in your faith together. So I know that they have like masses for like a certain household, like that household goes on Thursday nights or something, or like a holy hour that they all go to. Okay. So I know they have like groups, but I'd say usually it's like pretty like individual because everyone has like their own schedule. So it's like people going to different mass times or like everyone's just different.
That's cool. That's cool. That's nice. I think that part would be so nice to be able to just like walk to mass every morning or just like have it down there. Yeah. Do you feel like you've been going to mass more now that, or when you're there?
For sure. I try to go daily. I'd probably go like 4 or 5 times a week. But yeah, it was like so much easier and it's just like really great.
That's awesome. And okay, so obviously when you were going to apply for Ave Maria, you were intentional about wanting to go there because of community, because of faith, because of the college. So growing up, your parents passed on this faith, right, to you. At what age do you feel like that was like you felt like you really like appreciated your faith? You know, like when you feel like you have that encounter with Jesus, at what moment did that start to spark in you and that you're like, wow, you know, I want to go somewhere where I can continue to live my faith?
Yeah, I'd say it was probably when we started homeschooling, actually. Maybe like a year after we started, I was like in middle school and we joined a homeschool group down in like West Palm. And it was, and I met like so many great people. I remember
you started homeschooling in middle school because you're the oldest, right?
Yeah.
And oh wow, so you were a little older when you stared.
Yeah, I was like in 5th grade. We had a year when we were like doing it at home and then we kind of like started joining groups.
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah, I remember my first day I went in and I met the kids and I thought that they were like joking. Like I thought they were like gonna play a prank on me because they were all like really smart. Like one girl who like, she's actually my best friend now, but she did like a whole like piano thing and I was like, wow, that's so cool. And they were all talking and they were just like so good. And I was like, wow, like I've never met kids like these before. And I like remember telling my mom, like, I thought they were gonna say like just kidding. Like I thought they weren't, like I thought they were joking. But we joined that group like a year later and all the people we met were like really amazing and like just like fun to be around and like still like really into their faith. And that was like the first time I'd like encountered anything like that. So I'd say it was probably that because I mean this probably isn't a very good reason, but it was just like everyone around me was like so like Catholic, where it was like, oh, like okay, I'll be like that too. And it just like everything that I'd like heard about in school, like in religion class, like in catechism classes and like, or what my parents had told me, it was like kind of like being lived out. So it was like really cool to experience. And I say that's probably what like at Ave, I was like, okay, like I want to have like that kind of community again. And like I definitely like after that, it's like kind of what I've always been like looking for.
Wow, that's amazing because so you would say then that it's like a mixture, obviously the faith that was being passed on by your parents, but then when you started being in this environment, it was more encouraged. You felt like also encouraged to live out your faith.
Yeah.
So that's good to know because sometimes like I've been thinking about that as a parent, like as much as we want to, we want to pray for our children, teach them, but it seems like it's not just us that, it seems like the environment is also so important. I realize that sometimes they need like these, like, it's not like dad is important to live out his faith and mom, of course. But there is a special thing that happens when they see other friendships or other men role models or priests that are young sometimes that they're like, wow, that's cool. Like I want to live my faith like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's so cool that you mentioned that. And really interesting. So that was around middle school.
Yeah. Like 6th
and that's
grade.
kind of when you started. And was it hard to kind of have that transition from regular school to homeschool for you at the time? I guess since you made those cool friends, maybe it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, in the beginning, I remember I was like a little annoyed about it because we went to school for like a month. We started homeschooling for a year. We went back to school for a month. It was a different school. And then we came back. And I remember like the first few weeks, I was a little bit like, oh, like, I wish I could have stayed.
Yeah.
But then, and then I just like started making new friends. And I mean, I was younger. So I was just kind of like thinking about like friends and like having fun the whole time. Like I didn't really think about anything else. So I'd say it was like a pretty easy transition. It was just kind of like what was happening in the moment. So I just
now you're still friends with those friends that you homeschooled with?
My best friend. Yeah. Okay. She like I definitely like am still really close with her. The other friends, like we've kind of seen each other, but it's kind of been a while.
That tends to happen. Yeah. Once you graduate, I realized that like we're just consistently growing, and even in faith, like the more we grow in our faith, the more the God does in us. I feel like we're just always growing, and then the God just brings different people in different seasons. But there's always those few friends and those certain people that'll remain.
Yeah,
that the Lord still keeps in our hearts. That's so cool, Gianna. And you got to high school. And then, so around what age did you graduate?
I graduated 2024, so I was 18.
Okay. And how was the homeschool high school experience? Like, was it challenging for you, or was it, I don't know, like, is it how different is it from like regular school, do you think? Like, were you able to like do a lot of things that you're passionate about during that season? Or like in the sense of like, for example, like I know like with homeschool you can choose certain books, certain curriculum in that sense. Like since you were walking in faith, do you think there were a few extra things you learned that maybe you wouldn't have learned in regular high school, like in the big, the building high school?
Yeah. I mean, I never went, obviously, so I'm not exactly fully
That's
sure.
true, yeah.
But yeah, I think in high school I had a lot of experiences that helped me to like really grow in my faith and like make it my own. I definitely say like in high school is probably when it was more my own and not just like, oh, everyone around me, because it was like, and when I started high school was when COVID started too. So it was kind of like we were on lockdown and everything, and like there's just like a lot happening around me. So it was just kind of like God was like the thing to like cling to, and that's when I feel like I definitely like got closer.
Everyone
with God.
was watching mass and adoration. Yeah,
that was crazy. But yeah, I'd say we did like kind of like a group. We had a small group my first year or two of high school, and I really enjoyed. We had like a literature class there. That's probably why I like enjoy a lot of books now, just because of like that one teacher that I had. She was like super passionate about it. And she was one of the moms too. I think she was like a literature major or something. But yeah, she was amazing. And that was like a really nice experience. It was like, I guess thanks to like
are there any like cool series books that like just like come up that are like one of your favorites or anything for high school?
I didn't really read
any on the top of
I was really into the Anne of Green Gables series when I was in middle school.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've been wanting to get those for my daughter.
They're so good. I love them.
Okay. I've been considering getting those for her because I did hear those were good.
Yeah. I read them like when I was like 13. So I might wait until she's a little bit older just because like you appreciate them more in that way. But I love those books. They raised me. But yeah, I think in high school I really liked, I think a lot of people read the same books in high school. I really liked The Scarlet Pimpernel. I thought that was really good. And then we had to read the Iliad and I thought it was terrible. But then that teacher made it like really interesting. Okay. Super grateful for that. But yeah, it's all the books.
That's one thing I do appreciate about homeschooling so much. I feel like there's so much more time to read books. And I feel like if you're passionate about like reading, or maybe like even if you're not, like you can become because of homeschooling. And even me as a mother, like I'm telling my kids to read because now we're reading homeschool books, right? Yeah. Or not homeschool books, but like because we homeschool, there's a lot more intentionality in reading and time for reading. So now I'm like, I also kind of want to read. I choose books to read, you know, because I'm like, they're reading, I need to read. They need to see me reading too. So, yeah, so we loved the Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, I love those when I was little.
And last year I did them like a little like white Christmas.
Oh, that's so cute.
So it was like they were so excited and we did like the whole like little theme and we made like a cake and we did like the snow and the lion and a little Christmas tree. And so that was so cool. Like those are the things that I do appreciate a lot. I feel like it's a big pro. The reading, and then bringing it to life in the home. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
It's so fun.
Which, I've learned a lot from your mom too about like all the writing, and I always ask her questions.
Yeah, I don't know how she teaches them to read. I think that's crazy.
I know. I don't know how we do it either. But you know, it's funny. Like even though like I have 5, your mom has 8, but like that's one thing that I have been able to be so consistent with, even in the rescheduling of homeschool and the, you know, all the things that go on when you have littles, but the quiet reading time.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, so that's actually been interesting that I don't know how, but we've been able to maintain the quiet reading time in every really season, which is very hard. But it's like, okay, after lunch, quiet reading.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I'll put like some soft music and then they will all try to read, even if it's just 30 minutes. I think it's the cookies because I add cookies.
Oh, really? That's probably a good incentive. Yeah.
Like get cookies if you do quiet reading time. So yeah, that's so cool. And okay, so then there's you enjoyed that, the literature, the books, and what else or anything that comes up? So the senior year, do you feel like, okay, some people say about homeschooling like, oh, you're gonna miss out on things the senior year, you know, blah blah. Do you feel that? Like, honestly, if it's in your heart to share, like, I won't judge you. I'm a homeschool mom, I know.
Honestly, senior year was probably the year I had pretty bad senioritis. Yeah. I was ready to go. And then, yeah, I kind of wanted to go to school my last 2 years. I was like kind of bored, didn't have much. I was like, okay, like, I kind of want to go. But I was behind in math. So I needed to get like the double math credits. So I was dual enrolling so I could get them.
Okay, you were doing dual enrollment.
Yeah. All so I was doing dual enrollment my last 2 years. But yeah, I think everyone honestly like does have a different experience. I've heard about a lot of people who have like really good groups and they still keep doing everything. But for me,
I think it's also because you guys moved the last year, right?
We did move.
So you had a transition time.
Yeah. So we were new to here. But yeah, I would say end of the year, it was definitely just like just getting ready to like finish up, like sending transcripts and closing everything off, like getting the classes I needed to done. It was definitely busy, but I was just kind of like working and studying and like saving, and I'm glad I had that time to like just like prepare.
So pros and cons. Yeah. So there were some things that you would have liked to have done a little more that last year.
Yeah.
And do you know any other homeschoolers who feel like differently, like, or a lot of them? I don't know.
I know some of my friends went to like they would go
what
to,
are
like,
things
proms.
that parents that homeschooled the last year could do to like make that year more exciting if they decide to homeschool? I don't know. I know like there now some groups do like the whole like, I don't know, I've heard like prom thing. Is that something you felt like you would have wanted? I don't know. Really.
At the time I was
maybe
like, maybe kind of. Yeah, it just depends on like who you're going with and like everything. But I did have friends who went to some of the homeschool ones. They said it was like pretty fun. But they went to like a different groups. They didn't really know the people there, so just kind of like them by themselves. And then yeah, I would definitely just say like have a good group.
Good high school homeschool community if you're gonna homeschool high school, right?
Yeah, I think it's really nice.
If you're someone that cares about that, right? Because I know that there's some homeschoolers that are like more introverted, so they're like, I'm cool, like I'm just doing dual enrollment, it's fine for me.
Yeah.
But then if you're someone that cares about community or friendships, then it would be nice to have a good, right?
Yeah, I think it's like really important. Even like if you don't love it, I think it's just good for like personal growth too. And like being, I mean, you're gonna like eventually like move out soon, or like everyone has like a different life and everything. But it's good to just like have a community or like be in a sport or just like any kind of like hobby outside, like just kind of like do things, get out, talk to people. Like,
yeah, I know there was one homeschool mom that told me that like some boys like to start like high school sports.
Oh, like in schools.
Yeah, so they can like, I guess, be homeschooling while they're also doing sports.
Yeah,
with the high school.
Yeah.
So I guess depending. Or then I know there's some homeschoolers that the student or the child tries it out, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Yeah, I know a lot of people who do sports. It's like you'd want to like have something to like show the colleges too. So I don't really know. I wasn't in a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that depends. And I'm not there yet either. That's interesting. And how was your experience doing dual enrollment?
Dual enrollment?
How long did you do that for?
I did it for like 2 years.
Okay. I
liked it. It was like regular. I just kind of went to classes. I would do like my homework in the tutoring lab afterwards and then be done with it.
Yeah.
So I really like doing that. But yeah, I'd say like the professors, like you can tell like the difference in
from
like,
Ave Maria.
Yeah, it's like when I went there, I was like, wow, like they seem to like care so much about you, but like genuinely. And then the other professors, it's like you just like, you know, you're just doing your work. You're there, like you're in, you're out. Like it's not anything. But
that's awesome.
But yeah, it was good for like the time. It was just like getting the work done.
So it was like a good comparison though, because when you went to Ave Maria, you could see the difference.
Yeah.
So you're like, yes, I made the right choice to come.
Yes, that's definitely, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have stayed at home. I'd be saving. I'm like, no, this is so worth it. Like I know what it's like to like do the classes here, and I know what it's like there, and it's like in comparison, yeah, I would totally pick Ave.
Oh, praise God. So yeah, that's so interesting. And now that you're at Ave Maria, so what are you just most passionate about in your career? You said you're doing communication.
Yeah.
Do they align like the career with like faith also, and like how you can bring them together? Is that something that like or it's just like faith just goes into everything that you're learning?
Yeah.
Or how does it work? I don't know.
Yeah. We have like the core. So it's like for like your first 2 years mostly, it's like core classes. So you have like obviously like college algebra, like science, like you know, like the basic things that you need to get done. But then they also include like sacred scripture and sacred doctrine, which were like sacred doctrine was actually really hard for me. It's like, wow, like I didn't know there was like all of this. And they have like a lot of like rhetoric and everything. And it's really interesting, even like the history classes too, because like everything kind of ties together. So I'll be taking like one rhetoric class, and then it goes with what I learned in my history class, and it even goes with what I learned in like a sacred scripture class. So I think that's like really cool. But even like when it gets more major specific, I feel like you kind of have that like core or like that base that you had with the other classes, and then you kind of apply that. And with all the like the opportunities I've had going to Ave, everything is like in a way related to the faith. So that's been really good.
That's awesome. That's so beautiful. I wish I would have gone there.
It's pretty new.
How long has Ave Maria been there?
I think it was like, it started in 2003 in Michigan.
I was listening to the story of like the whole town. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
The pizza guy.
Yeah, the pizza.
Yeah. So random.
That's so cool. Yeah. And is it hard to like get out of the town, right? Because like...
Yeah. You need a friend with a car.
But are you guys mostly in town either way? Like, is there... Or you guys try to get out of town?
We try to get out. My like roommate has a car, and like it's like we're all pretty good friends. So we'll like on the weekends like we'll try to go somewhere, or But usually like throughout the week like we're in town. It definitely keeps you really busy. Like it's really small, but like if you like I don't know if like you're studying and then you're working and you're also like I'm like exercising, going to eat, everything like it just like all piles up, going to mass, everything. So yeah,
pretty cool. And okay, I wanted to ask you, so I admire your mother so much. You guys are a family of 8. And as you said, like for some reason, it's a part of you, a big part of you being a daughter of 8,
Yeah.
Being the oldest of 8. And how was that experience for you? You know, right now we're living in a culture where like it's very scary for some families to have large families, but then there's also this encouragement in the faith to be open to life and to not have fear. Yeah. So what was your experience? Can you share some of the beautiful things that you've experienced? I think I always like saying like, what are the beautiful things of having a large family? Because obviously we know it can be challenging, and there's also tired days for a mother and parents, but there's also so many beautiful things. What are some that for you?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My siblings are definitely like my best friends, like especially the older ones. Obviously I love the little ones too, of course. But I think like when you have siblings that are like closer in age, like it's so easy. I mean, like one thing we always say is at our house, you're never alone, like ever. Which sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, like I need a break, like come on guys. But it's like it's usually just like so great. Like I'm not even used to being alone. Like I went to college in the beginning and I was like, it's too quiet. Like whereas like I'm always with Lucy, my little sister. Yeah. So that was like definitely like a big change. But I think it's so great that like I know for like the rest of my life, like I'll never be alone. Like I always have my younger siblings, and like it's like nowhere else you can like find like so many people that like care about you so much and like know you so well. But yeah, I'm like so grateful for my siblings. Like they're the best.
That's so beautiful. I think that's what encourages me now that I see my kids together and like, you know, I see them watching movies together. I'll see them playing board games together, building Legos. And obviously they're like fighting many times as well. But then other times there's just like these little moments where I see them like having their little jokes, you know, like they're tiny still, but like I can see them already starting to have like these little inner jokes. And I'm like, that's so funny. And I'm like, you know, it gives me so much hope and peace to know that they'll have each other. So that's so encouraging.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah. And then you also have the littles. How do you feel about the littles?
The littles are like, this is a surprise because we have like a 5-year gap. So it's like the 4 oldest, and then we thought that was it. And then actually we met all the families in the homeschool community, and we were like, they all have baby siblings. Like, I want a baby sibling again. Aww. Like, oh my gosh, like it's so fun. So then the 4 littles came, And yeah, they're just so funny. Like you said, how they like make inside jokes. Like they're starting to have their own inside jokes too. And it's so funny. I'm like you guys couldn't talk like a few years ago. Like that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're so fun. And it's also like, it's just so funny to see like what, like they have such a different life compared to like the 4 oldest.
How what you guys experienced and now what they're experiencing. Okay.
Yeah, like we grew up in a certain way and they grew up in a different way. And it's just like so fun. It's also fun to like be a part of their lives, of course, because they're just like, they bring so much joy. I think like we like as a family, we've definitely like had some like hard times. And like with the littles, it's like, I don't know, like for example, like the loss of like a family member or something. It's like they bring so much joy, and it's like you like forget about like what's going on because like they're just like so innocent.
They keep you going. They're still playing. Yeah,
they even keep you busy too. So it's like you don't even have time to think, which is so good. But yeah, they're just like such a gift, and I think like a lot of times it can be easy to be like, oh, like to change a diaper, like it gets like so hard and so messy, but like they bring so much joy. And even on the holidays too, I was like just telling my mom, I was like, I hope we never have a holiday where like we don't have like little kids around us, because like I mean like Christmas is like fun because you're like watching them like do everything,
opening the gifts.
It's so fun. They're so fun.
That's such a beautiful perspective, and especially coming from you that you're the oldest, so you had to like see all of them. All of them grow, you know. What do you like? Okay, so that must have opened your heart a lot to like seeing the gift of life, right? Having a lot of little brothers and sisters. And when growing up, was there any moments where you felt like, okay, like, you know, it's not the average family size? Do you feel like did it like get to you guys anytime like, oh, like, yeah, we're not the average family size? Or was it always something you guys embraced like you do now?
I feel like,
or it was fine. It was just like you guys were you're together.
It definitely, like, our family definitely started to feel pretty big. But it was like, I feel like we knew a lot of people that had a lot of kids and like way more than us. So it was just kind of like, okay, like this is nothing compared to them. I think for me at least, every single time, like I knew there was like another baby, I'd get a little nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, like how are we gonna do this? Like there's another baby. But every single time I'm like, how did I ever like live without them? Like it's just like I can't imagine my life without them. So yeah.
That's so beautiful. Like, and again, it comes down to community and who you're surrounded by, right?
That's true.
Because like at the time, you guys had other friends that had large families and walking in faith and just pushing through and seeing that as a gift. So that's so encouraging. You know, that really is the message I get out of your experience and homeschooling and going to Ave Maria and your family life, like community, even if it's within our family or wherever we are, is so important because it really becomes who we are, who we surround ourselves. And that's so beautiful. Well, thank you, Gianna. I want to thank you so much for opening your heart and telling us a little bit of your story. I hope that anything we shared today could encourage anyone listening. We trying to share messages to encourage marriages, families in faith, or anyone who listens in. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I hope to have you back again.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
We'll see what else God has in store for you. And thank you so much, guys, for listening, and hope to see you next time.